I was recently tagged by YouTuber Mama Bear Preparedness, and she posed the question, if you had a coronavirus redo and you could redo 3 things from your emergency preps, what are the 3 things that you wish you could have done, knowing now what we know from the COVID-19 coronavirus? So in this video, I'm gonna list you the 3 things I wish I could have changed with my emergency preparedness planning. Let's get started. If you're not already subscribed to Mama Bear Preparedness, I recommend following her. I provided a link to her channel in the description box below. She's an up-and-coming emergency preparedness YouTuber. Now, to be honest with you, I've been preparing for a long time for an event similar to COVID-19 coronavirus. So we did have a lot of preps on hand. We had emergency food, we had emergency water, we even had a lot of those PPE items and hygiene items. I provided a lot of that information here on my YouTube channel for the past decade. But there's still some things I think I could have improved upon. So the first thing that I would change is the method of our long-term food storage. So while we do have a lot of long-term food storage, we have the rice and beans in Mylar bags, the wheat in Mylar bags, we have legacy food storage, Mountain House, MREs, you name it, we probably have it. But what we found is while we've been sheltering in place, we've been doing a lot of family dinners, and that's been really important for our family. So if I could do it over again, I would make sure that I have 100 family dinners planned. I'm talking full course family dinners. I think it's great for morale. You're all sitting around the table. For breakfast and lunch, I think you could get by with just snacking and things like that. But I think it's really important for morale purposes in a COVID-19 type situation to sit at the table as a family and enjoy a full meal. So we're talking, your main entree, side items, the beverages for it. And if I could do it over again, I would make sure that I have 100 full-size family meals for 4. Now again, we do have a lot of meals, but I don't want to make chili mac and MREs and have that be our family dinner. I'd rather have something that's more normal to the normal diet that we're accustomed to eating, because we don't want to have any kind of stomach issues by switching over to more of a long-term food storage diet. So again, the family meals that I'm talking about are real meals. So real meat, real pastas, all of those kind of things. Right when all of this started to happen, we went over to our local appliance store and picked up a full-size freezer to have in the garage. And we've been leveraging that for the past few months now, storing various meats in there and other things that we want to store long-term. So definitely, if you don't already have one, get a full-size freezer to store a lot of your emergency preps, like your meats. The number 2 thing that I would change is I would boost up the amount of bartering items that we would have, mainly for the PPE and then for other hygiene type items. As we saw early on, the toilet paper went out the door really quick. No one was able to find toilet paper. Fortunately, we stocked up on a year's worth supply of toilet paper the year prior, so we were pretty good for the toilet paper. We were also pretty good for N95 masks and various PPE items, although we wish we had a little bit more. I wasn't originally accounting for everyone to not have it immediately, and a lot of people needed it, and we were a little bit hesitant to just give away all of our masks to other people and then we wouldn't have any for ourselves. Again, my main goal for my emergency planning is to protect and provide for my family, so I needed to provide for them for the various masks. So rather than have maybe 10% of your emergency stash dedicated towards bartering, you might have to elevate that more towards around 25%, maybe even up to 50%. I wish I had a lot more of the items that I'd be able to give out to people in need for those items like PPE, like disinfecting items, like the toilet paper and things like that. So just increasing the total number of stock that I have to allow for more bartering and not just bartering, but also just giving out to people in need. And the number 3 thing, if I had a coronavirus mulligan, is I wish we would have started our home garden the year prior and not the year of a worldwide pandemic. So we recently did a live stream where we talked about gardening for an entire hour with a lot of gardening experts here in the YouTube community. And I wish we would have done a lot more of that planning so we wouldn't have to rely on going to the grocery stores for things like lettuce and tomatoes. Of course, we were putting our PPE items on and masking up and all of that using the hand sanitizer. I wish we wouldn't even have to do that we could just leverage a lot of the things that are homegrown in our garden. So we're actively working on that now. So next year, if a similar event were to happen, hopefully we'll be a little bit better prepared in that regard. So again, I wish I didn't have to rely on going to grocery stores while I'm wearing PPE items to pick up things like produce. So I think if this were to happen again next year, hopefully we'll be a little bit ready for that. So those are the three things that I wish we would have done a little bit better if we had a coronavirus mulligan. So I'm curious on what three things that you would also want to do. So leave your comments below in the comment section. If you could do it all over again, if you could have a redo, what are the three things you wish you could have changed with your emergency preparedness planning? A lot of people might not have even done any kind of emergency preparedness planning. Leave those comments below in the comment section too. Again, make sure you follow Mama Bear Preparedness. And in old school YouTube fashion, I'm gonna also tag two YouTubers. So we used to do this a lot back in the day where we would tag videos and we could link them up together. So I'm gonna tag an old school emergency preparedness YouTuber, Wandering Beast, and I'm also gonna tag Marty from Budget Bug Out. So those are the two YouTubers that I'm gonna tag to see what three things that they wish they would do differently if they had known about the coronavirus and just the stuff that they'd learned during this overall process. So again, Wandering Beast, Budget Bug Out, what are the three things that you would do differently if you had a coronavirus mulligan? I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video and see you guys next time. Take care.